Right, welcome to the Slightly Incomplete podcast where things aren't really complete nor finishing. We just tend to chat nonsense and go from there. We'll basically be going over what we like to talk about: football, anime, gaming, nostalgia stuff. You know, we kind of go over everything. To my right, you've got, or left, depending on how you're viewing this or hearing this, you've got LAGS 1996. Luke, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello. I'll be mostly covering the nostalgia stuff. And to be fair, I believe Nath over here will be trying to introduce me to anime because I famously am not the biggest fan.
Yeah, famously, he says, as if the whole world knows that you don't like anime.
If people met me, they know I don't like it.
Yeah, but you're not going to just assume that based off the name, are you?
No, of course you're not going to assume it off the name, but
LGS,
now you know.
Anime here.
So he's gonna have to work hard to actually try and fully convert here. But
Yeah, that's one way of saying it, to say the least.
I'm open to it. What can I say?
Yeah, open is a good word to be said to at least. But no, yeah, I'll be going over the anime bit. We'll talk about it a little later. But in the meantime, yeah, so I make anime reactions over on TikTok, and I would say YouTube, but I'm as inconsistent as wet flannels. Bad example again. Yeah, so my... I'm terrible at examples. You've established this in the last 10 minutes, okay? Right, so
Yes.
yeah. Again, I tend to make anime reactions on YouTube and TikTok. I stream whenever I can be bothered to, which is once in a blue moon or whenever I can just click it and just get on with it. I support Man United because I like pain, clearly. In no good way, shape or form, unfortunately. As you can see by my illustrious background, I like anime. Oh, there goes my desk. And, you know, I like to see people's initial reactions to it. I watch a lot of reactions to myself. They're very easy to farm. I won't lie. You click record, you watch something, you go, oh! And then it all works. Unfortunately, I don't do that because I'm a bit slow. Luke, what kind of content do you enjoy making? Or
Formally, I've not made anything in probably about 4 or 5 months, and that's just in terms of streaming. But when I did stream, I was mostly a GeoGuessr or a FIFA streamer.
GeoGuessr?
Don't get me started on GeoGuessr. I used to try and know as many of the metas as possible.
Sorry,
in which
there's a meta in GeoGuessr.
There are metas in GeoGuessr. Trust me, when you start watching proper pro GeoGuessr streamers, they'll start to know from the polls. They'll start to know from the signs. I mean, when I started out, I was just looking for URLs on billboards and seeing, that says something like ZA, and it's like, ZA is South Africa, and it's like, cool, right. But no, there's bollards that will be a giveaway. It's like, that's a Croatia poll. It got to the point where I'm like, yeah, that's a Finland tree. It's just a birch tree, I'm pretty certain. But
polls.
You can tell by polls, you can tell by trees, the road markings, chevrons, you name it. You watch proper sweat players of Geo and they'll go, how do you not notice that? I'm pretty certain I once saw someone in my chat go, how do you not know that's Swaziland? Or Eswatini, as I believe it's also known. That's Eswatini grass.
What?
Eswatini grass, I'm pretty certain was, if I'm remembering the meta correctly.
If someone can recognise grass by how it looks and says Eswatini grass, they need to touch some grass. There's an issue there. Like,
yeah,
I've seen there's that guy, isn't it, who's infamous for being able to spot what anything is in the entire planet. And he's seen he's seen that meme of the guy behind the tree where he's like licking his lips and doing that with his hands.
Isn't that Shaq?
Yeah, and he's been able to spot where that tree is, and he's been able to find it, and I was like, mate, that is so strange to be able, and he's like, I recognised it from the tree, then I looked at the tree's position, then what country, then what kind of plant it was, and I was like, yeah, mate, you need to go outside, I can't be listening to this.
Yeah, no, there's so many. I usually stuck to the basics, like, okay, what side of the road are they driving on? And which you get a compass on the screen sometimes that you could turn on and see, right, what direction's the sun. If it's in the north, then we're in the southern hemisphere. If it's in the south, we're in the northern hemisphere. Stuff like that.
Man, I just used to look at company signs and billboards.
Yeah, sometimes you just look at like the language and start to, you either see a pattern like, okay, that looks like it's, say, I don't want to say that you make like almost borderline racist, like But you look at it and you
for
go, oh, that
stereotypes.
looks like that looks like this. That looks like a French word. That looks like
Yeah, you look for stereotypes and assumptions.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
there was so many things you just jump on a stereotype of, and then you look stupid, and it's like, oh no.
So I think
But it-
the most I've ever consistently played GeoGuessr is at work. I'm not. If my work sees this, I've never played it.
Do you know what? I remember another meta that I always knew, and that's that if it looked African and there were rifts in the sky, it was Senegal. If there were rifts in the sky, it was only if there was rifts in the sky, it could only ever be Senegal. I think it was Albania, Montenegro, and I can't remember the other one. I'm going to say Romania, but it could be Tunisia. But yeah, basically a bunch of weird things like that. That you start to just pick up on them. They're all coming back to me now that I'm talking about them. Like how if it looks African and it's got white sort of roads, like white gravelly roads, that's I think Botswana. But anyway, back to me and less of GeoGuessr.
How much time
I also used to
did you
make
spend
FIFA
playing?
player
How
reviews.
much time did you play GeoGuessr?
So that was before I stopped streaming. That was the thing that I was streaming semi-regularly. So I would get Sweat to come in and say things, and I would either pick up on them or I'd look stupid down the line, so I'd have to pick them up. So then they just started to ingrain. It just started to ingrain on the brain, and I was like, ah.
Ingrain on the brain. Man said
Yes, that was intentional.
GeoGuessr.
It just certain things stick out, and you're like, oh.
The fact
I
you
hate
call it a
myself.
meta as well is just such a FIFA term.
They are called metas.
It's such
That's
a
what they
FIFA
call it.
term. It's unreal. I think every
Yeah,
game
so-
in history took the word meta from FIFA, I swear.
But yeah, so I also did FIFA player reviews back when I uploaded to my YouTube channel. So yeah, I've been around the scene for a while, but I've taken quite the vacation. I don't think I've
Vacation
uploaded since
or
January.
More retirement.
We'll see.
Early retirement, depending on going back in.
Yeah.
He hung his boots up, now he's contemplating putting them back on. Nah, I'm the same. I did try doing FIFA for a while. I think I did back in 2017, 18? I think I started uploading my Rivals Champs videos and how I got on in Weekend League, and because I was awful at the game back then, still am, but a little bit better, because of time, I just didn't enjoy doing it. Like, I didn't get any traction either, but that's never bothered me anyway. Like, I'll post because I want to post, like, it's instinctive. So now that I'm not uploading to YouTube, it's a bit annoying, but, you know, hopefully this will help me force myself into my own streaming schedule again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping similar things that actually makes me actually start to fall in love with content creation again. But the grind, it absolutely killed me, did the grind. Like, making sure I'm available Friday, 6 p.m., Wednesday, 6 p.m., team of the week, promos, be ready, make something. It's just painful because you know you've just got to get something out the door. That's what it became. It was buy the card at 6:05, do about one game, maybe two games, and then suddenly I have to start editing, just get out of the door. I wanted to make creative and fun edits, but you could maybe just be like, okay, there was one funny moment, do dramatic zoom in and some sound effect, then just ship the rest, get it gone, and then you need to get out early because otherwise all the major channels get the views.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it was not a fun time just trying to just pump stuff out.
It's why I've never really felt that I've wanted to do not content as a whole, but more of strict myself to a game based on its content within the game. Because obviously, like you said with FIFA, you have to get everything done within an hour before you can actually enjoy the content itself. Because at that point, you like you say, record, edit, post, make sure it's all scheduled, done. Then you're like, now I have to get rid of that card if I don't want to use it. Now I have to make sure I haven't lost too much. And it's like, for those who don't play FIFA too much, like, it's so annoying when you buy a card purely for another purpose. Like, whenever I tried it once and never again. It's why, like, if anyone looks at my channel history, you've got anime music videos to news videos to anime walkthroughs, the game walkthroughs, the champs, to rivals, to what did I do then? I then did biopsy pieces on anime characters where I talked about their characters. They were quite good. I quite enjoyed those. And then now I just primarily make reactions and rant pieces because as much as I think videos that have scripts and structures and all that are quite good, I also like a bit of just a heart-to-heart video where someone just rants about something for 10-15 minutes because it's good background noise.
Fair. I mean, I've always tried to get him, like I've mentioned with the nostalgia being the bit I want to cover. It's the thing I actually wanted to make a YouTube channel about. And I was thinking, you just got to start script writing. And that's when I discovered either I'm A, bad at script writing, or B, just get bored really quickly and just get lost.
Yeah, I wanted to do script writing professionally. I did, and I love doing scripts. I just don't do it anymore. I used to sit there and after college, and I used to come up with ideas on the go, bring it into my college tutor, just for him to have a look at and see if it's an absolute nonsense idea or if he felt it was a good idea. And he loved them, and he told me I should post them online because you can put them on I think it was Amazon. They've disabled it now. It used to be something called Amazon Web Writer, where you can basically use their free screenwriting software. They format it all properly for you, and you can post it to like a big open library of everything. And there was a story I'd made. I think I released it once. It got like, I think over 1,000 downloads. So the idea could be out there in the hemisphere, where it was basically one of those time loop films where someone tries to prevent something from happening, and it was trying to prevent his own marriage from happening because his wife dies in it. And then I kept looping it and looping it and looping it and looping it, and it was I thought it was horrendous, but it was more of the outcome is horrendous. I love making scripts that make your head go, what? What's happened here? I was like, I like to mess with people's heads, why not? Because anime does that as well.
Good to know. Note that down.
Oh yeah, anime. Whenever I see the tagline out there, anime's for kids, and I'm like, no, it's not. I mean, I will reveal I do like one anime specifically. There is one anime I have watched that I enjoyed.
What? Ghost Stories.
Oh,
dub.
Yeah.
It's legendary. Ghost Stories dub is legendary.
You sound the fact that you had to even specify the word dub as well.
But yeah,
I thought he was saying it was a dub, and then I realised, oh no, he's on about the dubbed version.
Yeah, the dub version's like so good.
Hang on, when I get you into anime, then do we have to watch dub?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything like that. It's just that the sub for that is supposedly so awful. They just gave them free reign to say whatever they wanted. Like that's why that's legendary, is because the voice actors just went crazy and changed the characters to a religious zealot, a perv, a Jew, an inaudible child, and then the main character.
Sounds like every anime, to be fair. Perv, inaudible child. It's nearly every show. Pretty convinced, yeah. And to be fair, it's one of those where like there will be a conversation eventually of sub versus dub, and I will never ever let that conversation sit. Like, I like listening to something in the format it was intended to. As much as I understand the translations and it makes it easier because people can't read a subtitle at the same time as watch something, you pick up on it over time. Like, your eyes don't go subtitles normal, subtitles normal. You eventually just pick it up in your peripheral vision. If anyone was wondering what I was doing, I put my head down, head up, head down, head up. You just up, down, up, down, up, down. Fuck, my headphones nearly fell off.
I was about to say, you sound like DJ Khaled. All I do is win for a second there. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
All I do is win. All I do is up, down, up, down.
No, I'm not even going to get into the part of the song now. It's just fun.
You and your attempted references could never be me.
What do you mean?
I do a reference and it just goes wrong, and it makes sense that it goes wrong. You make a reference and it's so far over my head I have to grow 3 necks and twist it round. And I still don't see it because I'm blind.
You don't grow those 3 necks.
I know. I also don't twist my neck around because I'm not going to. Okay, I can do halfway at least. Not a full thing. Oh, that's more than I expected. I saw the back of the man's head from the spin. But no, I don't know how often we'll be posting these. Probably, I'm hoping for once a week. problem. This one's going to be shorter than the rest because, again, it's just an introduction, more or less. And I feel like if we wasted the first, let's say, 20 minutes of the opening episode with us just chatting peripheral nonsense on introductions, probably a bit of a waste. So I figured we'll do this one. Then the one going forward will be like probably 30 to 45 minutes, maybe longer if it works. Not works, like if it feels like it works, like a format-wise. We'll obviously be posting probably segments on TikTok. I'll probably post some stuff on Twitter if need be, maybe Instagram. It'll all be the same handle, probably something on the lines of the SIP podcast or Slightly Incomplete, or it's a good abbreviation, isn't it? SIP.
It is a surprisingly good one.
But if we put the SIP podcast, is that the Slightly Incomplete podcast process?
What?
So I mean, because if it's the SIP podcast, that's the Slightly Incomplete podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just let people deal with it.
Yeah, just deal with it. People want to sort of dissect that, then they can dissect that.
Yeah, if the channel's not complete or it's not fully done, it's just slightly incomplete and it works.
And that would be fitting that the fact that the name of the podcast is so incomplete, it includes the word podcast.
Exactly.
And then podcast again.
And it's why the opening episode is going to be a bit like, what? Not a full episode? Yeah, it's not. It's slightly incomplete. What do you expect from us? Nothing. But no, like we'll obviously go over many stuff. Obviously, like Lou mentioned, he'll go over a nostalgia segment at some point in the future. I'll go over the anime one as well. In between those, we'll probably talk about how our tragic football teams got on.
True. We didn't even touch on the fact I'm a Spurs fan, so mine's even more painful than his.
Yeah.
He thinks he's bad.
We're below you at the moment. We're still bad.
Yes, but we have perennial disappointment. We had some brief optimism at the start of this year, and it's just wiped away in one game.
Hang on. You had optimism all the way till November.
Yeah, that's about when it normally stops.
And then
when it normally stops.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah.
My birthday happens, and then it falls off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
We both had our birthday. Before that, you were chilled. You were good. You had your birthday. Downhill from there.
Yeah, that game was meant to happen on my birthday. It was meant to be. Yeah. They rescheduled it from the 4th to the 6th, and it's like. Thank God I didn't have to watch that.
Wait, didn't United get battered on my birthday? The 4th?
Probably.
It wouldn't be any news to me. Probably our only loss, actually. Oh, no, we lost.
Your only loss? You lost to us.
No, in November.
Oh, in November? Oh, we're getting that specific.
Yeah, because it was in November.
I mean, we didn't win in November then.
Have you not won once in November?
Well, the Chelsea game was the first one. And then we're on a losing streak currently, so I'm going to say no.
Wow. So we haven't lost in November and you haven't won?
Yes, but we got manager of the month first 3 months, so, you know, who's the real winner here?
Your manager, but not your team?
Yes, that's correct.
Your manager can positively go, I had 3 good months. Shit, 4th month.
Yep.
Then again, your player also had the first player of the month in FIFA?
First two.
What, Son had both?
No, Maddison had the first.
Oh, I forgot about Maddison. Yeah, dead.
Yeah, no, he ever since that Chelsea game, everyone's forgotten about him.
Yeah, he got injured and he hasn't been really seen since. I should expect from an injury. Kind of doesn't.
Yeah, that normally happens. They normally just. It's not quite the NFL where they're a bit more dramatic. I'm also a bit of an NFL fan. Where they get you in the blue tent and then forgotten about from there and go back to the locker room. You just get taken off.
Have you heard they're trialling sin bins in the Prem?
Oh god, the sin bins. I play on Saturdays, and the other week, my team, there was a penalty that was dodgy, and the referee sin binned 2 other players with less than 10 minutes to go. So it's essentially a red card. We lost that game. It was a cup game. We lost 4-3, and the penalty was the 4th goal. So. Ref basically, he needed to go home early essentially because at 3-3 for a soft, not even a push in the back like that, just a gentle, just a little nudge with the forearm. Ref's given that as a penalty. They've scored the penalty and then they've sent 2 of our players off for a sin bin for dissent. I mean, one of them just said, "Ref, that was terrible." That's what the ref told us was sin bin worthy.
I honestly don't know how that works in the Prem. We already have enough issues with VAR and refs. Can you imagine them sin binning players mid-game because they think they've been dissentful, but then you watch the VAR and they've probably had a Sergio Ramos tackle to the leg? What are they going to do? Go and get them out of the sin bin and pull them back on and go, "Oh, you can play again now"? What is this, kids? This is great. Imagine telling a 35-year-old man who's been playing in the Prem for 10 years, "By the way, you've just dived. You're going in the sin bin, mate. You've been told off." It's like a naughty step. You don't need that. Just let let Raheem Sterling dive. Let any player dive.
I mean, to be fair, it works in rugby.
Yeah, because rugby men have fucking clear balls. Prem players just like to dive half the time. And also, our refs are awful. Prem and the rugby refs are actually quite good, and they're mic'd up. So you actually
if there's any yellow cards are sin bin in rugby, I'm pretty certain. So,
damn.
Any tactical foul would just be you're off for 10 minutes if it was by the terms of what rugby does. So I don't know how they're going to implement sin bins and God knows what. But
I just saw Paul Merson kicking off on about saying it's not football, and I'm like, yeah, he's got a point.
He has got a point.
I don't know what's going to happen with it, but no, football's equally tragic for both of us. That's good at the moment. Well, I've had a good month. You've had an awful month.
Yeah.
But we all know what United's fixture list is in the next month, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a depressing end of the year to football-wise.
We have City next.
Okay, who's after City?
I'll find out.
Yeah, so
I know.
I can tell you now. I'm pretty sure United.
I'm pretty certain Newcastle are next after that.
Okay, cool. So we have Newcastle on the weekend. After Newcastle, we have Chelsea. After that, I think we have Bayern. After that, we have Liverpool.
Okay.
We have an awful December United do.
Absolutely. Ours isn't as bad. Ours is not as bad.
I'm legit.
Ours is City.
Yeah.
Then it's West Ham.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Yep.
Forest away, which City ground's intimidating.
Okay.
People do well. Like City do well there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Everton at home.
Yeah.
And then Brighton. Oh, and then Bournemouth on New Year's Day. Or New Year's Eve.
There's mine. So Newcastle tomorrow, right? Then it's Chelsea the following week. Then it's Bournemouth, so that's our only respite. Then we've got Bayern Munich 3 days after. We've then got...
You can write that off.
And then 5 days after Liverpool. Then we got West Ham, Villa, Forest. And then the 14th of Jan, we've got you guys. So we have got... And then after that, got Wolves. So we've got a whole shitload of stuff coming up in the next month and a bit.
It's alright. You're good at beating Wolves with robbery, but it's fine.
How will the Prem let this go? It's not my fault my keeper doesn't know how to grab a ball without knocking 2 people out in the process. Or catch a ball, or save a ball. But he can do a pirouette turn on the halfway line and look really cool doing it.
Oh, that's what makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's what I look for in a goalie.
He can't save in the box, but he can stand on the halfway line and do a quick spin and pop for a cross, and then the cross.
What is it with your players and doing pirouettes? Like, did he learn that from Anthony at Ajax? Is that what Ten Hag's been doing?
Nah, he was doing it at Inter, and he did it at Ajax. They went at Ajax at the same time, I don't think, Anthony and.
Don't think so. It might have been maybe 1 year crossover.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe Onana's last year.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna
I think Anthony was there for 2 years, and Onana got his suspension. So Onana's probably suspended when he was there. Actually, it was probably that scandal.
Yeah. So they probably know each other personally, but not playing wise.
Yeah.
Which is meh. But no, but I think that's pretty much the format we're gonna go for. And that is exactly what you've just seen in 25 minutes is nonsense, slight information with more nonsense. Or in this case, slightly incomplete info. Which pretty much...
Yeah, slightly incomplete nonsense.
But no, most of the time, I think after this, most of the time you'll catch, if I am streaming, I'll be on the same handle as the one above my name. On Twitch, YouTube, Insta, TikTok. and Twitter. I mainly post on Twitter because I just like to read shit memes. I'm the same with Luke above his head. He's on Twitch.
I mean, I'm contemplating a comeback, but
yeah, he is active on Twitch a lot in some other people's stuff, but he's around. And obviously,
I'm around.
You're also on Twitter a fair bit. I see you do tweet every now and then to replies. Not tweet,
Very
but you
rarely.
reply to people. It pops up on my feed.
Occasionally.
Yeah, you're the same as me. I pop up. I reply maybe once, like every 2 weeks or some shit.
Yeah, probably. Maybe even less than that.
Probably. You stream a lot less than me, at least. I know that. That I can work out easily.
Yeah. Yeah, that's obvious.
But no, I think that'll be good probably for the first week. If you're hearing this, it'll either be probably on podcast, Apple, or, well, seeing it on YouTube, unfortunately, for our faces. But no, anything you want to say before we wrap up?
No.
the shortest thing yet. No. Not check me out on my socials that aren't active. That would have been
Yeah,
good,
exactly.
man.
There's not a plug that's needed there. Let's be honest.
So realistically, the most active platform you've currently got is going to be the one that isn't even made yet. This one. Oh, if you are
Pretty
seeing
much.
this on YouTube, this is literally a brand new channel, so share it, do what you need to do. Or if you're coming this from my TikTok, hello. Because I am going to repost this on my TikTok out of curiosity. Or I'll post it on my TikTok. One of the two.
Oh, the options.
Yeah, posting it to 23,000 people straight away. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's quite the launch pad.
Hey,
You never know. We might get the success. Who knows? 10 viewers, 15.
Hey,
Who knows?
That's better than I'm expecting. I'm expecting.
Oh, mate, that's
0.1.
much better than I'm expecting. Let's be honest.
But no, right, it's been good. We'll probably be back next week with a much longer, probably more structured one, to be fair, with more information probably. But no, it's been good. Anything else, Luke? Other than no.
Not really.
He had an extra letter and another word. Look, oh, the audacity on this man. Right, okay, that's no worries then, guys. You have a good one. See you later.
Peace.